Yeah, so for the past 2 weeks, for the most of the time, I was researching about ways to spin up developer environments so that new people who onboard to the project don't have to install dependencies which are specific to the project on their local systems,
Right.
so that all the dependencies are automatically installed in either Docker containers or some other way where it doesn't interfere with their local system.
Yes.
So, two prominent ways that I found that are used for this purpose are dev containers and Nix. Nix, the package manager. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes, we have. As a matter of fact, Dominic has experience with this, and we have Ankit Varma trying to get Nix to work in one of the PRs for the API right now. So
Yeah,
Dominic will
yeah.
be able to
So,
give you some guidance.
so the problem is that Nix is a very hard thing to learn,
Hmm.
and I don't think that managing it would be easier in the future if we add Nix to the project.
Okay. Um,
So,
yeah,
uh,
just go ahead. Just go. Hang on a second.
yeah,
So Dominic, and I know that this has been going on with Ankit, etc. What do you think about Adarsh's evaluation? Are you there? Not there. All right. Please go ahead, Adarsh.
so basically, dev containers are based on containerization tools like Docker and Podman, which are used to spin up containers within host systems of the developers.
Right.
Those containers are isolated from the real system, right, and are easily created and destroyed. So this specification is created for spinning up development environments on uh, operating systems of developers, so that they don't have to manually do everything like installing dependencies and stuff on their local PC.
Okay.
It is all done on the click of a single command. Everything is spinned up for you inside Docker containers. All the databases, all the applications, all the everything, right?
Okay.
So for the past 2 weeks, I was researching about this, and I found that VS Code the integration of dev containers comes built in within VS Code. It is called this extension. I don't know if
Okay.
you've ever seen. So basically, this thing, the problem with this thing is that it is proprietary. Uh,
Hmm.
VS Code doesn't allow using this thing outside VS Code. So no
Okay.
other code editor can make use of this technology. But the specification on which it is built is open source. So there's another tool which I've found which follows this specification, but it supports many other editors and is much more open to integrations which allow us to change things about the tool.
Okay.
So it is called DevPod, and it hasn't been a long time since the development on this project has started. It's like only 1 or 2 years. It
Okay.
has gained massive popularity, as you can see, 8.5K stars. It's
Oh
written in
wow.
Golang. Yeah. So using this, we can since it is built on top of the dev container specification, we can spin up development containers for all the Lava projects on local systems of contributors who want to initial contributors who are not well versed with how to set up the Lava applications on their systems.
Well, it's
So we
really,
can,
yeah. So
yeah,
this would be really good because I think we were talking about the file management system, preferably working on Docker containers. If you can just do everything on Docker, that would be really helpful. All right.
yeah. So the idea about of it stumbled upon me when I was thinking of designing the uh, container files like Dockerfile and Docker Compose for the Postgres database. So I also thought that if there was a way that we can do all this using a single specification like the containerization technologies, so it would be much easier to manage it
Yes.
if everything is done within containers.
Yes.
Uh, if containers reflect the all the environments of our application, like development or production, then it would be much easier.
Yes, yeah, we definitely
Yeah,
need something that's much easier. Yeah, so um, his his GitHub account name is AV the King, and he's been working with Dominic and
yeah,
me on this thing. And the aim of what we're trying to do is to do a one-click installation, and this may help a lot. Is this compatible with Windows?
yeah. It's compatible
Okay,
with Windows, Mac, and Linux,
great.
and it's also compatible with both the types of Mac OS, the one with the one with the new M2 chip
Yes.
and the one with the old Intel chips. So it's compatible with like all the three major operating systems.
All right. So would
Yeah,
this?
and it comes with a desktop application and a CLI. So if people don't want to use CLI, they can also use the desktop application to
All right.
make things easier for them.
And would this allow us to have one-click installation for both
Yeah,
API
yeah,
and
it would. As long as we follow the specification,
great.
the tool itself doesn't do much. It's all dependent on this. It only eases our task of it's basically a way for us to easily integrate the code editors, you can say. Because
Okay.
because when you spin up Docker containers, the code editor which is installed on your host system, it won't have it won't have information on the dependencies that the container is using, because it is an isolated environment, right? So so basically you have to find a way to connect your code editor which is on your host system to the container which is an isolated environment. So DevBot basically eases that thing for us, or we'd have to manually do this, and I don't know how to do all that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is going to
The,
help
the
a
VS
lot.
Code implementation of Dev Container basically does that. It allows you to use your host system VS Code within the containers, so that there's intelligence. Like VS Code can warn you where you're writing the wrong code and stuff. You know,
Yes.
all your VS Code extensions, they would work within the container as well. That's the thing.
Yeah. This is a really good discovery. Um, I'm going to try and get in contact with Ankit and then see how we can apply this. Dominic, are you there? Hey, Dominic isn't there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
This is good.
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so other than this, I've also found one new tool called Biome.js. It is a replacement for Prettier and ESLint, which are written in JavaScript. Meanwhile, Biome is written in Rust. If I don't know if you know about Rust. It's like the most popular low-level programming language right now in the
Yes.
world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so because it is written in Rust, it is very fast at linting and formatting your code base. So if the code base gets very big, even then the amount of time it would take to lint and format would be comparably very slow, like hundreds and thousands of times slow compared to Prettier and ESLint. And it's also like almost feature parity with Prettier and ESLint,
Okay.
like 99.9% or something. Yeah,
Right.
97%. They're still working on it, so in short time it will be 100% compatible with both of them.
Okay. Good.
So, so I'm planning to integrate this thing and remove Prettier and ESLint from the project.
Yes, that would be very useful too.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Uh, I've already added configuration for all this. Here's the configuration. It's very short because I think we should not try to change the default configuration that these tools provide.
Okay.
The rationale is that the true purpose of using a linter and formatter is to have a central authority on what is considered good linted code and good formatted code, right? For all the contributors from the project.
Okay.
So changing the default configuration doesn't make sense. We should just use whatever the developers of the Biome.js provide us, the default configuration. You can change minor things, but I think most of the things should remain the same. So
Okay.
That's why the configuration is very small.
Okay.
We don't need to change many things. The other thing that I added was SWC. It's a compiler slash transpiler for the web ecosystem, and we need to compile our TypeScript files to JavaScript for the production use.
Okay.
So that's why the the compiler that comes built in with the TypeScript package, the TypeScript compiler, it's very slow at compiling large TypeScript code bases. So
Okay.
FWC again is written in Rust. It would be orders of magnitude fast at compiling TypeScript to JavaScript. Again, saving of time in like CI environments,
Okay.
right? Yeah. The same goes for Biome. It would save us time in CI environments for linting and formatting.
Sold. Thanks a lot, Adarsh.
Yeah.
This is really good to see.
Again, I've added the configuration for this. Uh, other than this, uh, Other than this, I've added the new things like the configuration for the Postgres and Drizzle. This is the configuration for the Drizzle ORM. Like I don't think I need to explain all this.
No,
This for the database migration script.
yeah,
There's still a little more work to be done, but it's almost complete.
okay.
This is the configuration for TypeScript. Because TypeScript will no longer be used for compilation, I have turned off the emitting feature. It means that TypeScript will be globally. Uh, TypeScript will check the code base on a global level, except the node modules folder. This one. So
Okay.
all the TypeScript files which are present in the code base will be type checked by TypeScript. So what the problem was in the old code base that there was this SRC folder.
Right.
We needed to have different TypeScript configuration for the SRC folder and the different one for the build, the the files that will be compiled to JavaScript.
Okay.
So now there's no need for that. We're using FWC for that, so there's only one TypeScript configuration file.
Okay.
So the I think a month ago or something, I made changes related to Fastify and GraphQL Yoga. I made a
Yes.
pull request, but it was incomplete.
Yeah.
It wasn't completely integrated with the post project. So I thought that there's no point of doing that if I'm going to do if I'm going to migrate the code base to Postgres. So I should as well do the Fastify and Yoga thing within this.
Yeah.
So I've added those files in this project, and along with this, I've also added the plugin system. That in Fastify, there's a concept of plugins where you can inject plugins into the global Fastify context, and all the functionalities that those plugins inject are available to everywhere that Fastify instance is used. So that's why these plugins are used. There will be many more plugins in this folder in the future, and most of the things which have to be injected into the global context of Fastify will be done through here. Uh, I've also added the README files for all the folders that I
Okay.
deem necessary to document.
Hmm.
So I will be adding these README files to all the folders so that future contributors can reference this to understand what's going on in the directories and stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And one more thing is that I had asked Tyrone to. Actually, what happened is that first I asked Tyrone uh, to start a GitHub project under Palisades Foundation Talava API
Right.
for my GSoC progress. Because the amount of work I have to do is huge, and it would be better to track it here.
Yes.
So Tyrone told me that I should contact you. Then I contacted you, and then you said I should contact Tyrone. So yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh.
whoever. Yes. So if you need to get it done,
So
so it's done though, right?
it's done. Tyrone,
Oh, okay.
yeah, half an hour ago, he replied to me and created this project for me under Palisades Foundation.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Sure.
like you know, I've not been that active over the last 2 weeks or so. Okay, I'm glad to
Yeah,
see that this has been done. The
yeah,
questions that I have, Adarsh, just basically now are
yeah.
what can, like some of these automations, not so much automations, but let's just say workflow improvements, which ones can be done prior to the migration? And secondly, are you planning to do this for both the API and admin in terms of the optimizations, the dev pod stuff and all of that?
But yeah, dev pod can be done outside this, but then I'll have to do it the in the context of the old code base, right? Not the new work I'm doing. Like a
Oh, I see
like a
what you're saying.
like
Okay.
a majority of that work would be related to spinning up a database and stuff,
Oh,
spinning up the API inside container. So the configuration can be different, and I would have to change that again when I do it in the Postgres way. So
okay. Don't worry. All right.
I mean, you can ask the person who has made the pull request related to Nix.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, dev pod is not really hard. It's like if someone knows Nix, then containers is an easy thing for them. Nix is like superior to containerization technologies, but it is very hard to learn.
Okay. All right. I will. I'll get him
Yeah,
to get in
one
contact
more
with
thing
you. Yeah.
I wanted to inform you about is that how my changes will reflect here is that I want a new branch to be created on the Talaba API repository,
Yes.
the main one,
Yes.
the one under Palisade Foundation.
Yes.
And that new branch, I'll make pull request against that branch and not the develop branch of Talaba.
Yes. That's fine.
So all the issues and pull requests that I tag in this Kanban board
Yes.
will be from that.
Yep. Good.
Yeah.
And that's going to be very useful. Therefore, we're going to need to make that project public. I think that would be best rather than
Yeah,
private.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So if you can just convert it to public, because I noticed
Uh,
that it was private.
the rationale behind this is again because I want the pull request to be viewable by many people and understandable. If I
Yeah.
make a single pull request with thousands of commits, it would be very hard to review and also make sense of.
Right.
Yeah, I could try like making it so that those commits have meaningful changes. In each individual commit, there are meaningful changes and meaningful descriptions of the commits. But
Okay.
that again is, I think, unmanageable if the number of commits gets to thousands or something.
Okay. I'm just
Like
looking.
I think even GitHub uh, website would crash if we try viewing those changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it can manage that.
Okay. Just hold on a second. I'm just looking at. So can you just go back to the project? I'm just trying to find it on my screen. So it's
Yes,
Palisades projects
I'll
Postgres.
share the link.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
I shared it.
Okay, just give me a second here. Okay, thank you.
Also, make sure you also check that I have permissions to edit this and stuff, and also my mentors.
I will take a look
Yeah,
at it right now. Okay, I'll do that right afterwards.
yeah. Okay, thanks. I think. Wait. I think that's all for
All
me.
right. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.